stands the challenger. Wearing black shorts with silver trim, weighing in at 9 stone 13 pounds, bringing to the ring a 14-fight record. 13 wins, 5 wins inside the distance, only 1 defeat. He is the former undefeated light welterweight champion of England from Wallasey, Merseyside, Steve Williams. And across the ring stands the champion. Boxing out of the blue corner, wearing purple shorts with black and gold trim. He weighed in at 9 stone, 12 pounds, 12 ounces. Bringing to the ring a 14-fight record, 12 wins, 3 wins inside the distance, with only 2 defeats. From Hoxton, London, by way of his hometown of Bristol, tonight making the first defence of his Lord Lonsdale Challenge belt, the reigning light welterweight champion of Great Britain, Darren Hamilton.
Okay, fellas, spoke to you both in the dressing room. You both know I expect. Keep it clean. Break straight away when told. But both of you watch your heads. Good luck to you both. Touch gloves. Good luck, lads.
Really good division this in the British sport, the light welterweight division. Amir Khan, Josie Lusigan, Paul McCloskey, Ashley Theophane, Lenny Dawes, Adil Anwar, who's going to be fighting on this bill later on tonight. And of course these two battling here for the British title. Who's your money on, Paul?
It's a tricky one because, you know, on paper it's a close fight. You know, Hamilton in his last fight, winning the British title, he beat Ashley Theophane, and he'd done well in doing so. You know, it wasn't anything too special. Williams is very good, strong coming forward, but you know, isn't no disrespect, the best technical gifted fighter. He comes forward and uses his main assets. But Hamilton's a strong kid, he's a big kid as well, and there's not many kids that'll dwarf Stevie Williams for size in there, which Hamilton is doing.
Hamilton said that he expected Williams to come steaming out of the blocks, but that he would hit a brick wall. And Spencer Fearon said that his man would give him a boxing lesson. Well, we'll see about that. But he's got long arms, he's got a decent jab, and he does have a high work rate, Hamilton. Williams got some good performances on his record. Beat Carl Playson in an eliminator. He has gone the 12-round distance before, as indeed has Hamilton, but he did struggle a bit in his last fight, which was one we saw at Aintree against Kirk Goodings. But he'd been out for a while and maybe was a little bit on the rusty side, and had expected to be facing Hamilton on that night. Originally from the Bristol area, Darren Hamilton, but now living in Wanstead in the East End of London. Moved up to London in 2008 and said he was literally homeless and slept at John Rooney's gym. In exchange, sweeping up, taking a few training classes, fitness training, personal training, and then moved back into the sport. Won the Southern Area title against Peter McDonough, and then got that great opportunity against Ashley Theophane, and boy did he take it. These two were due to have fought back in November. Called off when Hamilton suffered a perforated eardrum in sparring.
Shots are really high on Hamilton as well, and you know, Williams likes to target the body.
Opening 3 minutes over. What's your interpretation of that one? Here is Darren Hamilton.
All right. Good boy, now speak back in. Nice. Listen, give yourself a little bit distance with that
There's not really much to fall on about, is there, John? You know, both feeling each other out, both trying to work their way in. Williams isn't having nowhere near as much success as he does in other fights of finding the target and getting in range quick. He's thinking twice about it with Hamilton, and that may be down to the power and the size, because what you said about his trainer saying he'll meet a brick wall, or Hamilton himself saying he'll meet a brick wall. Williams is, every time he's coming in, the size difference in Hamilton to Williams compared to other fights, what we see Williams in the likes of Goodings and other fighters that he fights, he's always bigger than him, and it's not the case this time, and maybe he's a little bit wary and a bit respectful of Hamilton's power.
Well, for a fighter at 10 stone, Hamilton is a big unit.
Round 2.
12 round of this one, and we've got the big one coming up after that. David Price and Tony Thompson. Howard Foster just wanting him to tidy the work up. Hamilton maintaining a hard work rate. And you can tell from the subdued nature of the crowd that Williams is certainly not getting a great deal of success in the early stages here.
The crowd are used to seeing Williams marauding forward, landing his shots, high work rate, swinging the shots in nice and targeting the body a lot. He's just not having that success tonight with Hamilton, and styles are clashing, styles aren't gelling too well, but Hamilton is like a brick wall every time Williams is coming in trying to budge him. He's solid, and you can see the power in Hamilton's shots as he's throwing them.
And physically very strong as well. Watch the way he just sort of brushes him off when there's any pushing to be done. Hamilton really does look a strong guy.
Especially, John, as we all know, when Williams is noted for that's Williams' game plan. He comes forward and he overpowers whoever he fights. He always finds a way.
And his head snapped back by a right-hand counter then, Williams, as he did get onto the front foot. What's that one for, Paul?
I think he's Howard Foster's having a go at Hamilton for pouring with his jab. He's maybe using the laces. Not intentionally trying to use the laces, he's trying to leave his jab out, to leave it there to blind Williams so he can come round with the shots, but the laces are starting to graze up a little bit. I think he's trying to just punch with the correct part of the glove.
There's a mark around the right side of Williams' face. Nowhere near the eye though, so no problem.
This does look like a welterweight against a light welter, this, John, doesn't it?
It does, and Williams is having to take a lot, isn't he, to get into range.
Williams is opening up, letting his shots go, really digging them in, and they're having no effect. Hamilton seems to be just pouring them out, just tapping them out, but they're having a lot of effect on Williams. When he's landing inside, it's really deteriorating Williams from coming forward again and putting them off it.
A lot of scratch on that, so I've just done a bunch of things. What's that uppercut on the way in? Don't forget your things. Yeah.
They're a lot cuter than I gave him credit for as well, Hamilton inside, with the uppercuts, little sneaky sly uppercuts now and then. And then it's knocking Williams' head back and having a lot of effect.
You can see him slowing down there a bit. Yeah. Step back and throw your body shots.
Some of the action from the second round. Williams on the front foot, trying to work away in close. Clipped by a little uppercut as he did so there. So strong, Hamilton.
So now, round 3.
So move into the third. How have you scored the first two, Paul?
I gave them both to Hamilton. You know, there wasn't really much to do in the first round to split them apart, but he just seemed a lot more at comfort and at ease in his comfort zone, and was still having success. A lot of Hamilton's shots just look like arm shots, but they're really hitting home.
Only has 3 stoppage wins on his record, Hamilton.
It's hard to judge and to get your own opinion of Hamilton from watching him, because he does a lot of things that are really novice and really raw, but he does a lot of nice things as well, which only really experienced fighters can do, and good fighters can do. So sometimes in flashes he looks really good, and others you think, you know, that was really novice. And it's hard as an outsider trying to watch it and trying to give your opinion of him as a fighter in general.
Beat John Watson up here as well, didn't he?
Yeah, he did, and he outworked John at night and really, you know, turned that one on its head. That wasn't expected at all.
He is that animal always revered in the sport. He's very much a gym rat, isn't he? And you can see he's in terrific physical shape, Darren Hamilton. Winner of this one likely to be defending next against Adil Anwar, provided Anwar wins tonight. That will be our last fight for you on the Box Nation show. Up against the Welshman Lance Sheehan. Well, he's outworking Williams here, and as he keeps it long, looking as though it's Hamilton's fight at range. Howard Foster warning Darren Hamilton about holding the head of Williams in that close exchange. Well, Williams has got real problems here, Paul. If you were in that corner come the end, what are you going to be saying to him to sort this out?
I think he's got to be a little bit, you know, I've used this phrase a few times, he's got to be a little bit cute and a little bit more, you know, he's got to have a bit more nous about him when he's coming in. Don't be too predictable, just trying to lunge straight in, throw a few feints.
MMA gives me an edge in my football career. It directly relates to everything.
So now, round 4.
So into the 4th round. On our card, the champion is controlling things at the moment. The taller figure, Darren Hamilton, in the purple shorts. Williams did at last get in with a solid left hook to the body, but he's taken a fair few in doing so.
Yeah, his weight is right over his front foot, and you know, the shy, quiet and revering Spencer Oliver in the corner there, Spencer Fear in the corner there, will have done his homework, call him, you know, a boxing statistician, and he's a geek and an expert of the game. That's what he likes to pride himself on. He will have watched countless tapes of Williams and will know that the uppercut is the shot for him as well, and that's what Hamilton's having a lot of success with.
Well, there's all sorts of problems in there for Steve Williams, and he's not finding the solution. Spencer Fear in a geek.
Boxing geek. I mean that as a compliment, by the way.
Just wanted to clarify. Well, he's certainly a big student of the game, and Darren Hamilton is working well to tactics here. Williams just not able to let his hands go with sufficient regularity. Hamilton's used his reach advantage really well. Not been able to make any sort of a hole in Hamilton so far.
Hamilton's nullifying Williams' work by every time Williams tries to lunge in and throw, Hamilton just throws, even if it's a jab or a little, half screw shot, come uppercut, he just throws it out there, and it just takes Williams right out of his stride.
Well, this is where Williams needs to be. Needs to have his man trapped on the ropes. He needs to start unloading some leather. Well, he's just not doing enough, Paul.
No, and he's getting him to the ropes, he's getting Hamilton to the ropes, but when he's got him there, he's not unloading the shots, and he's not letting the right shots go. The shots are predictable and you know, the same combinations all the time, which is what Hamilton's ready for and he's defending. Well, them little uppercut sort of screw shots inside, they're really working for Hamilton, and they're catching and they're landing all the time, and Williams isn't doing anything about them to try and stop him coming in.
Just not been able to find the old trademark body shots.
He's poking in his face. He's marking up beautiful on the right eye. All right. Let's see if we can bust that open. Good boy. All right. Good. I'm proud of you. Lovely. Listen. Tight. Come on.
Hard game, eh, Paul? That right eye, he says, is marking up beautiful. Let's see if we can bust it up.
Good old school advice, eh?
Seconds out, round 5.
Nothing going the way of Steve Williams at the moment. Needs to start winning some rounds. Trying to raise his game here in this 5th round.
Difference as well, John, in the work rate between the two and the style of fight. You know, Williams comes forward, it's one big shot, maybe two big shots. Hamilton's 3s, 4s, 5s inside, just little peppering shots, but still with enough sting to stop Williams in his tracks.
That's a nice right hand from Hamilton. Yeah, Williams are really looking to load up on his shots, isn't he, like that? Big right hand. Like 100% every shot.
And they're all big singles or big doubles, you know. Hamilton's just inside, 1, 2, 3, 4, you know, letting them go and trying to move off and trying to look fluent about his work and trying to just nullify everything Williams is doing. A good shot.
Yeah, and that's targeting that damaged right eye.
Williams didn't really like that, you know, it was a good shot. It seemed to stiffen the legs a little bit. Williams certainly felt that, and Hamilton knows it as well, John.
Yeah, he's in a little bit of trouble in there now, Steve Williams. Big effort in this round from Williams. He's having to take so much to get into the range and make it his fight. That's good body shots. Not too many supporters in this Echo Arena for Darren Hamilton, but he's getting plenty of appreciation from his corner because he's starting to do a bit of a number here.
Williams has a bit of success with one good shot, John, but doesn't follow it up with 2, 3, 4. That's what he needs to do, you know. Now go again, now let them go again. Don't let Hamilton set himself and mess you around.
very awkward to set yourself against a guy like Hamilton, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, but Williams will throw that one shot, and 2, 3 and 4 is there. It's just that he stops, he waits, and then Hamilton will throw. You know, if you throw them, Hamilton won't want to throw at the same time as him.
You give that another round for Hamilton?
Yeah, I haven't had an argument in any round so far for Stevie Williams to take one. You know, he needs to start letting his hands go a little bit more, just doing what he's good at. He's good at coming forward and throwing the power shots, but he's good when he lets more than 1 or 2 or 3 go as well.
Yeah. Come on, body in it.
Get into it.
Keep that body now.
Well, you can tell by some of the things being said in that corner that they're a little bit worried as well. They might be. Can't miss with that right hand, can he?
And it's just a little peppering shots, John, which Hamilton's corner keep going on about the marking around his face. It will have its toll, it'll take its toll in this fight. Little peppering shots with just enough sting in them just to do the damage, but still conserve your energy.
Well, if the judges have got it the same as we have, Williams needs to start picking up rounds pretty quickly here, as we've given it all for Darren Hamilton so far. And there's a prime example, isn't it, of Williams trying to load up on the shot, put so much into it, nearly took himself off his own feet, and then was punished by 4 or 5 little shots from Hamilton.
100% in every shot, and you know, just disguise a few light ones in first, similar to what Hamilton's doing, and then let your power shots go when you know it's safe to do so.
A fair few people will be a little bit disappointed by what Steve Williams has produced here tonight so far, or maybe a few people will have perhaps underestimated once more Darren Hamilton.
He's making a habit of being underestimated. He's turning up and he's doing the damage every time he fights. You know, he's British champion, and it's a great belt to have and a great title to have, and it does a lot for the fighter's confidence.
Spencer Fearon in that corner is almost keeping up a running commentary on everything Hamilton does. He might not have too many supporters here, but he's got one very, very vociferous manager who is barking out his instructions. Think of a few referees who might have told him to shut up.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's not too much, so he's allowed to do it. But you know, I always wonder what effect that has on the opposing fighter. Stevie Williams can hear every word Spencer Fearon's saying as well. You know, and all he's hearing is beautiful, beautiful, good work, good work. Everything's positive, everything is. He's happy with what his fighter's producing, and that will dishearten you as you're listening, because no matter how strong-minded you are and concentrate on the fight, you're still going to listen, you're still going to hear it.
Well, the pattern continues. Hamilton physically looks very much the boss here, and we're only in the 6th round.
A shaky spell for Steve Williams, John. Hamilton's unloaded with a lot of shots, and he's landed with a lot of shots.
Good round for Hamilton.
End of the round came just at the right time there, John.
Champion looks in control as we move nearer big fight time. David Price and Tony Thompson, fighters making their final preparations. There is Thompson, the 41-year-old American, working out on the pads. How much has he got left? Well, we'll see. A lot heavier tonight than he was when he fought Vladimir Klitschko last year. 17 stone 6 against Klitschko. Here tonight, 18 stone 10. And make of that what you will. He says, though, that he has got the technique to carry him through. And he once again said to me yesterday, if I don't get it right, well, that's going to be it. I really have to be winning fights like this. So he knows his career's on the line, and David Price will know precisely that. Into the second half then of this one, and the local hero here, Steve Williams, is finding it a very, very tough night indeed. Darren Hamilton looks well ahead as we move into the second half of the fight.
Good right hand from Hamilton. There's a lot of cases, John, of fighters outboxing someone on the back foot. Hamilton's outboxing and outfighting Williams on the back foot as well. He's actually outfighting and outworking him from the back foot. And it's good that he's doing so, but Williams will always come forward, and unfortunately for Williams, he's not doing it with much head movement, and he's not doing it with much, you know, variety and feints first, or you know, just a bit of different stuff just to open Hamilton up and give him something different to think about.
There's not too many fighters can do that, are there? He's very effective in reverse gear.
He's broke Williams down, and he's continuing to break him down on the back foot. You know, and it is, as you say, sometimes when you look at him, he looks novice-y. Others, you look at him and he looks a very accomplished fighter. It's a tricky one with Darren Hamilton, and maybe that's why he has been underestimated so much in his career.
I thought in the sixth round, the last round, I thought there were signs that Williams was starting to look as though he was getting hurt.
Yeah, Hamilton had a good spell at the last 25-30 seconds. He really started to open up, a lot of right-hand landing and a lot of good power shots which he let go.
Hamilton being implored by his corner to work the hands, keep the work rate high. Good body shot, nice right hand. Good spell again, this for Hamilton. Repeatedly beating Williams to the punch. Now there you are, that's what I wondered. And that is Spencer Fearon's advice, just going a little bit too far, and he gets the word from the referee. Not for the first time, I think, that Howard Foster said that. A rueful little smile from your friend Mr. Fearon.
Yeah, he knows what he's doing, doesn't he? And it works. He's passionate about his fighters, and he wants the best for his fighters all the time, and that's what a good manager is.
I suppose in theory he could go away from the corner and stand a little bit away from the ring and say precisely what he wants, and I tell you what, that's exactly what he's doing.
Yeah.
He's moved away from the ring, and presumably now he'll be starting to give a few words. Or is that somebody from the Boxing Board of Control who's having a word with him?
I was just going to say, I don't know if he's actually been called away from the ring by someone from the board.
Yep, I think he's had the rap on the knuckles, I think, and I think he's been ordered away from the corner. Well, that's an interesting one. No, maybe not. No, he's back. He's back.
That's all. Nothing there at all. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy, I've got it. There we go, that's it, that's gone. Good boy. On that, Spence. Good boy. Yes, sir. Good, much better.
I'm impressed with Darren Hamilton tonight. It's not always been pretty, but it's been very effective.
That's exactly how to describe it, John. You've hit the nail on the head. It's not pretty. It's sometimes you're looking at him and you're wondering, you know, why he's at this level and so effective. But maybe that all added together with the fact that he's a naturally strong, he's a fit kid, he's prepared, he's experienced in gyms, as you say, he's been around gyms all the time. Maybe the complete package. You know, he's a hard man to beat.
Seconds out, round 8.
Eighth round. Steve Williams from Wallasey. The Wallasey Express is looking as though he needs a knockout to turn this one round. Certainly needs a knockdown.
I've seen Hamilton stop short a few times as well, John, with his right hand when he's throwing it. It just stops if it's not going to land, and that's a sign that he's not putting full power into his shots as well, and he's actually just picking them nicely and just putting them in there rather than letting go full belt like Williams is. And sometimes Williams has missed and gone completely off balance. Hamilton will throw it and he'll put the right hand in it. He'll see it won't be there, he'll stop it at the very last second.
That's good. Nice right hand. Landed on the side of the head. And here comes Hamilton again. Williams bravely ploughing forward, but just cannot find the big shots he needs.
Must be so disheartening for Stevie Williams. This is not a derogatory term by any means, but it's basically the bully being bullied tonight. Stephen Williams fights that way. He likes to bully his opponents and make them fight at a pace they don't want to fight at, and really grind them down and, you know, turn the screw on them and make it hard for them. And that's what Hamilton's done to Williams here, but on the back foot mostly.
I didn't check the odds for this one beforehand, Paul, but I know there were plenty at ringside who thought that Williams was going to win this one. And not really at any stage of the fight as it looked as though that was going to happen.
No, you're right, and you know, I've got to say it because I can't just sit and be an expert. Now the fight started, I had a shady with Williams. If I had to put my money somewhere, I'd have put it on Williams before the fight to become the new British champion.
Getting worked over now. A concentration on the face of Hamilton. He knows he's done enough in this 8th round.
Good shot.
Another good round for Darren Hamilton. And the Echo Arena is almost hushed because Williams is just not having any moments of success.
You can't punch that way, you know, and just tap someone on the top of the head with the open palm of your glove. You know, Howard Foster's warned about that already.
Well, it's as much as to say there's nothing you can do. It was a bit of Mickey taking, I think. This is good work from Hamilton. There's that right hand that you applauded.
Good shot, right through the gap. Williams, he is trying. That's better work from Williams, because that's what he needs to do. He needs to let 3, 4, 5 punches go rather than just big singles and big doubles, because, you know, I don't know how long it's going to take him. It's took him 8 rounds and it's not working. You need to change things up. You need to go to your plan B now, and, you know, plan C, and you need to just do whatever you can to try and win this title. This is a Lonsdale belt. This is everything he's worked for in boxing.
Got to gamble, hasn't he?
He has, John. He's got to go for it, because, you know, surely you can't be going back thinking you're winning these rounds. You know, he's a bright lad, Stevie Williams. He'll know what he's doing in boxing, and he'll know the score with these rounds as he's coming back at the end of every round.
I can't for the life of me see how the judges could be scoring this in Williams' favour. So if he's not being told that he's got to gamble and he's got to win these last few rounds big, he's getting duff information. Nice body shots from Hamilton.
Again, Hamilton looking for that little sneaky uppercuts inside every time Williams comes back to the ropes, and just there it is again, you know, just flipping it up there, just flicking it out, keeping it there, trying to knock the head up to come back with a big left hook after it.
Williams is looking really tired in there. It's been a frustrating night for him. Oh, good work from Hamilton. Sweet right hand. Williams had to give ground. Howard Foster reckons that was an incorrect punch.
Yeah, I didn't quite hear him, John. I think he's probably accusing him of pushing with the right hand rather than punching and striking it, basically. He is throwing it and he's following through and he's sort of pushing forward with it to maybe try and blind Williams and bring another shot round, but...
Well, he certainly pushed it pretty hard.
Yeah, definitely. I had that myself once. I boxed in a Commonwealth Games final and the opponent caught me with a left hook, and I swear I saw a big flash. There were pins and needles in the back of my neck. It was the hardest I'd ever been hit. The ref said stop and I thought, yeah, I deserve a count. He warned him for slapping. I was expecting the referee to start counting and give me a standing count. He said stop, you're slapping. And I thought, wow.
At which point you thought, thank God.
It was his first round as well.
Look of desperation really now about Williams. Well, he's pretty much run out of ideas. Coming closer to big fight time. David Price against Tony Thompson. Those who've spent big money in the VIP area will be making their way in shortly. We've already seen Tony Thompson working out in his dressing room. David Price going through his final preparations as well. I wonder if it's going to be another quick knockout tonight. If you could get rid of Tony Thompson fast, well, it would send a message to Tyson Fury, to Vitali and Vladimir. He's already ranked in the top 10 by the WBC and the IBF. And if he gets rid of Tony Thompson fast, it will unquestionably deliver a statement.
10 seconds, corners.
The Echo Arena waits.
Seconds out, round 10.
10th round, just 3 remaining. And absolutely sure here that if Steve Williams is going to win this one, he now needs a knockout. Champion in the purple shorts, let me remind you, Darren Hamilton, the 34-year-old from Wanstead. At last he gets into range and delivers a couple of meaty-looking body shots. Williams, but they just bounce off Hamilton. It doesn't have no discernible effect whatsoever.
Solid, isn't he, John? He comes back with his own again. It must be so disheartening for Williams. He's coming forward, landing his best shots, they're having no effect, and then you get caught with big shots like that body shot after it.
And now again is being outworked. Referee Howard Foster having a look at Steve Williams and also having a word with Darren Hamilton as well, trying to keep the punches correct. And another look at Williams there. Taken a lot as Steve Williams. And it's starting to look as though there's no earthly way in which he can win this contest.
That was a good body shot from Hamilton there. Left hook right round the elbow.
He's not been wobbled at any stage, but there comes a point in a fight when you're so far ahead and you're taking punishment round after round, when you kind of have to ask, is it worth carrying on here?
Yeah, you're right, John. Hamilton isn't a one-punch knockout merchant, but every one of them shots you can see and you can hear being near enough touching the ring, you can hear the noise of the solid thuds every shot that lands. You know, he's got power, and the shots that have landed on Williams is disheartening, and it's taken its toll. It's been 10 rounds.
Oh,
now.
Good right hand, and he's in trouble now. Hamilton knows that he's got him going. That right hand stiffened the legs. And Williams is in a bit of a mess here. The referee's having a close look again.
Oh, Foster won't let this go on much if Williams starts taking too much trouble, because he scores the fight himself as he's going along mentally in his head, and he'll know Williams needs a stoppage himself.
Well, you're talking about how he's not a big one-punch knockout artist, Paul, but I mean, you're in there, and I've been around long enough to have seen it. It's sometimes the fights which go long like this, with a lot of punishment being delivered in a sustained manner, which can do a lot more damage.
Yeah, exactly, John. And you know, you don't want to be taking too many shots early on in a fight, which Williams has done from the first round. You know, he was taking some, you know, little sneaky uppercuts, while he's still got a lot of power behind him, and the shots, it's just been a barrage of shots and an accumulation of shots through the fight, which has taken its toll, and now taking its toll on Williams. And you know, Foster's having a little word in his ear there.
I think there's an argument, that there would be an argument if they pulled him out here. I think there could be some justification for it.
You wouldn't complain, would you, John? You've got to look at it from this point of view. If that was, if it was your lad in there, you know, you wouldn't argue with the corner if they pulled him out.
No.
But again, John, it's a British title fight, and
that's that right hand. That was the right hand. He was in a lot of trouble at that stage.
Good work, just good long, stiff, straight shots, and you know, marauding forward and just landing, just strength. The strength is what's doing it for him.
I've been tremendously impressed with Hamilton's fitness. Penultimate round, round 11, and it's all going the champion's way. Yeah, I guess British title on the line. There'll be people saying, you know, what are you talking about? You've got to give the guy every opportunity to continue.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say just before the slow-mo came on, and we had to talk through that. You know, it is a British title fight. One round can change everything, and you know, Williams is a pressure fighter. He's a come-forward fighter, and you know, he should have it in his box to turn it round any time.
And it hasn't looked for one moment of the 10 completed rounds we've had so far as though that's going to happen.
Exactly, John.
Hamilton has to be a mile ahead on points. And the pounding continues. Big body shot, and the gloves came down momentarily. Oh, Williams is brave, he keeps coming forward. Spencer Fearon said that Williams would get a boxing lesson here tonight. He's not been too far wide of the mark.
No, he hasn't. The rounds have been pretty one-sided, John. And you've seen it yourself. You can have a wide decision with close rounds and nip and tuck rounds, but these rounds haven't been close, unfortunately, for Stevie Williams.
It's going to take a good fighter to beat this lad. The way he's going at the moment, Darren Hamilton.
You're right what you were saying earlier, John. It's the effectiveness of him, isn't it? You know, it doesn't look the best. It's not. It's certainly no Floyd Mayweather type of display for the boxing critic, and it's not a warring fighter coming forward and really going for it. But what he does is effective, and it may not be the best to watch, but it's certainly effective for him, and it's given him, you know, 11 one-sided rounds, in my opinion, tonight.
He's kind of worked it out, hasn't he? You know, it's a guy who's 34 years old. He's been around the sport for a long time, and he's worked out how he can best maximise what he's got, and he's delivering.
I've seen kids all through the amateurs since I've been a kid myself, and they're winning titles, you know, on their awkwardness alone. But to win a British title, Anthony Hamilton, let's not take nothing away from him. He's had to work really hard to win this title. He'll graft every day in the gym really hard. He'll slog his guts out for that belt.
Well, just one round left now. That's another round for Hamilton, got to be.
Right. Behind that jab, all the way, same story. Behind the jab, Darren, you've got to keep it tight. Thank you. Listen, he knows he's got to blow you away. Do not let him. Right, good boy. Keep it tight. Come on.
Come on. Come on.
Come on. Come fucking on.
Put it into fairly clear terms.
And you're letting Hamilton good for his lot of flies. Yeah. Don't let him look good. Fucking jump on him. 10 minutes non-stop. Come on, son. Come on.
Well, he's got to jump on him. And Hamilton knows that he's 3 minutes away from retaining his title.
Seconds out, 12th and final round.
Not been what we expected. A lot of people thought this fight could be close. It hasn't been. His work rate's been terrific.
Yeah, it has, and he's done great keeping Williams off and stopping Williams from setting himself to throw those big shots that Williams likes to throw. You know, Williams is only being kept at 1 and 2 punches only because Hamilton's coming back and counting him with 4 and 5, and he's done very well in doing so. But I just think Williams could have made this fight a lot different for himself. And you know, I'm not kicking the dog while it's down and like that. You know, it's been the same thing all the time. There's been no change of game plan. Surely after 5, 6, 7 rounds of not taking one and, you know, none being relatively close apart from the first, you need to change things up. You need to sit down and have a think and, you know, have a chat. And your corner's got to be on your case as well and say, look, it's not going right. You need to change things up now. It's not working what you're doing. You're getting caught too much. You need to change it up and try something new. And it never happened.
Well, he's been brave, he's kept on coming, Steve Williams, but he's just not had the game plan. And Hamilton coming on strong again here now in this last round, pouring on the pressure. Williams wanting to get through to that last bell and still hoping he can find some huge shot from somewhere. Well, we've had one Merseyside winner for you here with Kevin Satchell. David Burke defeated painfully in the first fight of the night. Steve Williams, another man, another local guy here, looks as though he's destined to fail in this challenge for the British title. And next up, David Price. Oh, nice work from Hamilton. Lovely little right uppercut. And there's the final bell. Well, what a painful night that was for Steve Williams.
It was. I'm just glad he saw the final bell, John. You know, the fact that he's seen the final bell is maybe justification as to not pulling him out the fight because he's a proud kid. No one wants to get stopped. You know, it's devastating when you have a stoppage on your record and when you're getting stopped in a fight where you're not really hurt, but you know you can carry on and everything else. But it's just you need. It's not nice seeing a kid taking unnecessary punishment when, you know, things can be changed. You need to stop doing this because it's not working. It's clearly not working. You know, change it up, change your tactics and try something different.
Well, that clearly, you know, I mean, there's an argument that that's a complete shutout. If that's a 120.
Yeah, that's what we've got it, John. You know, it's harsh because he's a local lad and everything else, but you know that's how you score a fight. You've got to just score it and say it as you see it, haven't you? And that's what we've got tonight.
120, 108.
Of course.
And I think there could have been an argument for having pulled Steve Williams out of there. Harsh maybe, but he's taken a lot of punishment.
There may be an argument for the first round being shared. That's the only one that was a little bit difficult. But again, I thought that the sneaky shots from Hamilton coming inside, little uppercuts jolting the head back of Williams, and the better quality work came from Hamilton.
It's a face that tells a story. He wanted it so much, didn't he? And you can see the hurt is not only physical.
No, of course, and it must be, you know, so mentally challenging and frustrating knowing that you're walking in, you haven't got an answer for the fight. And you know, I've been there myself. I know how hard it is when you just can't figure someone out, and it's physically and mentally draining.
So we will get confirmation of what is certain to be a win for the champion Darren Hamilton in a moment or two, and fair play to him. He used his attributes really well tonight, and he will have that Lonsdale belt strapped around his waist by the board's Charlie Giles. The two fighters drawn together by referee Howard Foster, and here comes the result. Here's Craig Stephen.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, after 12 rounds of championship boxing, we go to our judges' scorecards at ringside. Judge Steve Gray sees this contest 118-111. Judge Victor Laughlin 119-1089. Judge Dave Barris 120-108. All three in favour of the winner, and still light welterweight champion of Great Britain from London, Darren